Hey everyone, just give me a minute to set up the screen. Awesome. So, welcome everyone to the Sillyverse, and thank you all for joining us. I'm so excited for the hackathon. I am Harshil Agrawal, the lead organizer. Just like you all, I love to build silly and funny hacks, and I'm excited to see what crazy hacks you will build for the hackathon. So, let's get started. So, a lot of you have been asking, what is SillyHacks? Well, let me start with that. So, SillyHacks, as you might have known by now, is a 48-hour long hackathon where you hack for fun. We want you to have fun. You can build anything and everything. You can even build a fart app. We would love that. The only catch is that you have to build something fun and creative using our sponsors' products, right? And something that brings smile to everyone's face. And in Sillyverse, you will not only learn just technical skills, but you will also learn how to work in teams, how to communicate with others, and most of all, how to be an awesome community member. We have been doing pre-hackathon workshops for you all, and we got more. Today at 1 p.m. IST, we have a workshop where you will learn how to secure your apps with Auth0. At 3:30 p.m. IST, you will learn about GraphQL and how to use it in your React application with AWS Amplify. I will be running a workshop at 8 p.m. IST teaching you how to build some awesome automation workflows with N10. And on Saturday, 9 a.m. IST, we have a workshop in which you will learn how to build APIs with Kinton. Well, that was all about the workshops. Now let's look at the various price categories. The GitHub Student Developer Pack has tools and services which are worth more than $60,000. Use any tool or service from the pack and you can win some sweet GitHub swags. Cloud technology is taking over the world, and we want you to be a part of this. Use AWS in your hack, and you can win a $100 worth Amazon gift card. We have also seen hackers trying to implement authentication in their app. Use Auth0 in your hack, and you can win some dope Auth0 hoodies and $50 worth Amazon gift card. If you are worried about your backend and building APIs, try out Kinton. They have some amazing tool which can help you quickly get started. And the winning team for this track takes away $300 worth Amazon gift card. Automation is changing how we work in our day-to-day lives. Use N8N in your hack or build a completely new app using N8N and build automation workflows. And you can win $250 worth Amazon gift cards. Well, I have seen a lot of people building AR and VR apps, and there is a lot of possibilities to build silly hacks with AR and VR. Use Echo AR to build your AR VR hack, and you can win some cool prizes. The most funniest, silliest, or craziest hack ideas can win the silliest of all categories. Once again, you can check out all these categories on our They Post page. Do not forget to select the category at the time of submissions. Now let's take a look at the hackathon schedule. The hackathon starts at 12 p.m. IST, and the hackathon ends on Sunday, that is on 20th at 12 p.m. IST. So you get full 48 hours to work on your hack. The submission will end at 12 p.m. IST, so make sure that you have submitted your project before that. And we will be having the closing ceremony on Monday, that is 21st at 5:30 p.m. IST. And you can find more about the mini events and all other things on our website. At SillyHacks, we want to make sure that everyone feels safe around here. We want you all to have an amazing experience. But with that, we also want you all to take care of everyone's experience as well, right? So we request you all to be mindful. I want to remind you all that you all have agreed to follow the Mls Code of Conduct. I encourage you to go to this link and read the Code of Conduct. Well, you can know more about MLH and MLH prize categories and the Code of Conduct from our MLH coach later in this opening ceremony. I would like to thank our pre-hackathon workshop speakers who gave their time and shared their knowledge with us. A huge shout out to our community partners to help us bring all the communities together. And thank you to all our amazing tier sponsors. Because of them, we are able to bring this amazing experience to you all. And lastly, thanks to all our in-kind sponsors, because of which you get the awesome resources that you will be using throughout the hackathon. Well, that's it for me. I hope you all have a great time. You will be soon listening from our gold sponsors, that is AWS and Auth0. We also have the MLH coach coming up talking about the MLH prize categories. So stay tuned and have a great hacking experience. Thank you all.
Hello, everyone. I am Nader Dabbit, and I work for the AWS Amplify team at Amazon Web Services. So we are one of the sponsors of this hackathon, so we're really happy to be participating. So I just wanted to kind of give you a really brief overview of what Amplify does and encourage you to try it out and maybe take advantage of one or more of the features that we kind of have been working on. So Amplify is essentially an abstraction on top of a lot of existing AWS services, as well as a static site hosting service. So we kind of have three main parts. We have a CLI, as you can kind of see here in the docs. We have the Amplify libraries, which are a set of open source utilities and APIs for interacting with services. And then we have the Amplify console, which is the static site hosting service. So the CLI is kind of what you would use to generate like a new service like authentication. You would then use the libraries to connect to it, and then you would deploy your web app using the Amplify console. So kind of everything is really listed out here in the docs. So I would encourage you, if you'd like to kind of get started understanding what's going on, I would go to the getting started guides. I would choose the framework that you were using. So we have guides for React, Flutter, React Native, Ionic, Next.js even. And what you can do is you can easily add features like authentication with just a couple of lines of code and a few minutes of work. You can also add really, really powerful backends, the same backends that companies like Netflix and even Amazon, Nike, all these big companies use. We've kind of abstracted those away to enable you to kind of build quickly using the Amplify library. So you can add like a GraphQL API. You can also integrate it with your authentication to make authenticated API requests. All kinds of stuff. So if you look at the libraries, you get a good idea of what we support. So we support stuff like analytics, GraphQL and REST APIs, serverless functions, authentication. We have offline and real-time APIs, both in the GraphQL and the data store categories. You can work with things like machine learning APIs with the predictions category. You can do things like add push notifications, image and video storage, and all of these things are integrated together to kind of allow you to build out modern full stack serverless and full stack serverless and cloud applications. So please check it out, host your site, build some cool stuff. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm on Twitter, Dabbit3, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. You might need to give me a few moments or maybe even a few hours to respond, but just mention that you're with SillyHacks. I would be happy to answer any questions either via Twitter or via Twitter DM. So good luck on your hacking, and I hope you build something cool. And thank you for allowing us to be a part of this event.
Hey everybody, welcome to SillyHacks. I hope you are as excited as I am. I'm Sam Julien. I'm a developer advocate at Auth0. Now I live in the Pacific Northwest of America, so there's a chance I might be asleep while you're actually watching this video, but I will be on the Discord server throughout the event. So I've got a few things that I just need to go over with you, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first things first, let's talk about prizes. Auth0 is sponsoring the winners of this hackathon to get Auth0 hoodies and a $50 Amazon gift card. Now, at the time of this recording, I only have a prototype of what those hoodies are going to look like, but they're going to be pretty sweet. So we got that going for you. In addition, the Amazon gift card. Okay, I wanted to prepare something valuable for you all in this video as well. So I asked around on Twitter for some really helpful hackathon tips, and I've selected some of the best for you. So first is from Julie. She says, don't worry about getting everything built that you wanted. Just say it as next steps in your presentation. Also, taking the first hour for planning and brainstorming will save some heartache later on. Pitch early and pitch often. That's a great one. Frederick says, prizes are cool, but fun should be your first goal. Go talk to mentors and people at booths, even if you aren't looking for a job or need help. Network is everything, build yours. If you are excited about the project you built, use it in your portfolio. All experience matters. Another great one. Tara from Netlify says version control, which I didn't even think about. Yes, of course you want to be using version control while you're doing a hackathon. Tara says, I was always surprised how little people were committing. It saved me so many times. Yeah, just like pitch early, pitch often, definitely you want to commit early and commit often. That way, if something doesn't work, you can just roll back your changes and get back to where you were. Highly recommend using something like Git. James Quick, who's one of my teammates, says, what tips do you have for hackathon participants? Here's mine. Ask questions early and often. Use the sponsor's tech for more chances to win prizes. Make a good final presentation. Focus on core features, MVP first, and not everything has to actually work, which is true. Yeah, so the presentation keeps coming up. So Mahmood says, the #1 goal should be to learn, meet people, and experiment with technologies. Don't take it too seriously and have fun. Don't try to build every feature. The goal is to build an MVP, proof of concept. The MVP means minimum viable product. And knowing how to pitch your idea is super important. Lastly, Oxley says, tip, it's about the pitch. While making cool things, also work on a cool presentation to showcase them. So we've now seen the pitch or the presentation come up several times. So I wanted to give you a few of my best tips for writing pitches or doing presentations at hackathons. #1, focus on the problem that your project solves and the benefits that users will get. #2, don't just list out a bunch of tech buzzwords. These two are sort of related. Don't get up there and just say like, we built a project that uses AWS, MongoDB, Auth0, React, and serverless architecture. Don't do that. Get up and tell them what problems your project solves, what benefits users will get from using it. #3, for the presentation, don't forget to turn off notifications on the demo computer and have everything loaded ahead of time. Nothing kills the start of a demo like a Slack notification. #4, choose roles for everyone and practice the presentation. You might want to have one person speaking, one person running the demo, and maybe another person taking notes mentally in order to answer questions afterwards, something like that. And practicing really, really helps. And lastly, if something goes wrong, stay calm. Everything's going to be okay. You know, these judges are here to help you. They want you to be successful. So like we said, the pitch is super important. It's the best way for the judges to get some sort of vision of what you had in mind as you were building your application, even if you didn't get to implement all the features that you wanted to. And speaking of judges, I want to introduce you to my teammate, Ben Decry. He's not only going to be a judge for you, but he's also going to be running an Auth0 workshop. Take it away, Ben.
Thanks, Sam, and hello, SillyHacks. My name is Ben Decry, and I'm based in Melbourne, in Australia. I've been a software developer now for over 20 years, and I love to get excited about people's projects and ideas. I'm really looking forward to being one of the judges this weekend and seeing all of the amazingly silly things you all come up with. I don't want to take up too much of your time just now, but let me just wish you all the best of luck, and I hope we all have an amazing time. Back to you, Sam.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Ben. Okay, a lot of your projects are probably going to need to have some sort of login system with users that might have preferences or roles or things like that. That's where Auth0 comes into play. So I'm going to hand you off to my teammate, Tyler. He's going to walk you through how to add authentication to a React application using Auth0. Take it away, Tyler.
Hey everyone, my name is Tyler Clark and I'm based out of Salt Lake City, Utah. I hope you have a great hackathon. Now I want to walk you through how to add Auth0 to a React application using our new SDK. Let's jump right in. The first thing we're going to do is clone the starter code already put together for us. This is going to give us a good starting point. Now go ahead and CD into that project. After we've installed all of our dependencies and our app is loaded, we can see the app that we're going to start out with. Before we go any further with this app, let's make sure we have an Auth0 account and application ready to be connected to later on. So let's navigate to auth0.com and either log in or sign up for an account. Once you've done that, you'll land on your dashboard. Go ahead and click on this new application button. Give this application a name and select Single Page App. Once this loads and generates a new application, click on the Settings tab. This is how we configure how we want our authentication to work within this specific app. Now let's go ahead and copy the URL from our sample app and paste it in 3 locations. The first is allowed callback URL, which specifies which URLs we are allowing Auth0 to redirect us to after authenticating. Next is allowed logout URL, which states which URLs we allow redirection to after logging out. And finally, allowed web origins, which handles checking for current sessions when refreshing the page. Perfect. Now we're ready to take some of these app-specific properties and integrate it with our starter app. So don't close this tab just yet. Let's head back to our code and create a .env file that'll store our configuration values. Populate the env file with these 2 keys. The values will be back in our Auth0 account. So copy the domain and paste it with the domain key, and then the client ID is going to go with the client ID key in this env file. Next up is installing the Auth0 React SDK npm package. So I'll run that in my terminal. And then I'll restart my app. Now back in our code, we're going to configure the Auth0 provider component. We need to use router to redirect users to the page they were trying to use after they log in. We're going to create Auth0 provider with history, which uses composition to make React router hooks available to Auth0 provider. So under the source directory, let's create a Auth0 provider with history file. We'll populate with the following code. Now let's talk about what this is doing really quick. We're importing use history from React Router DOM to get the history object from our client-side router. This is again to help us redirect to the page you're on when you log in. We're also importing Auth0 provider from our React SDK. If you're familiar with context in React, this is how we can give access to Auth0 values to any child component within our app. We're grabbing our 2 env values we previously added and passing them down as props to our provider. This is because our Auth0 provider given to us by our SDKs, its role is to connect our app with our Auth0 application we set up previously in our dashboard. To finish wiring everything up, let's navigate to the index page within source and import our newly created component. Now all we have to do is wrap this new component around the main app. And now we're ready to implement user authentication. No authentication is complete without some sort of login and logout buttons. So inside of our components folder, let's create a login button component. This will be a basic button that has an on-click handler. We need to import the use Auth0 hook and destructure the login with redirect function from it. This function needs to be called when our login button is clicked, and as the name suggests, it will cause a redirection away from our app to log in using Auth0. Now let's do something similar with a logout button. Same setup. However, this time we'll destructure the logout function from our use Auth0 hook, and that's what will be called when our button is clicked on. With our 2 buttons ready to go, let's integrate them into the navbar component, which gets rendered to the top of our app. We'll import them into the top of the page here, and also import our use Auth0 hook. Next, locate the auth nav function. We're going to change this to become a component that will first destructure the isAuthenticated Boolean value to help us determine whether or not we need to show the login or logout button in our nav. With those buttons in, we can go back to our app and test everything out. Notice we have this blue login button now. When we click on it, we're going to be redirected to log in. Let's sign up, and it'll direct us to another view where it'll ask me for my consent. After I accept, we're going to be redirected back to our application, and our blue login button is now red. If you caught it, you'll notice that our login logout button flashed blue and then red after we were redirected. We need to add some loading logic to our app component that states wait to render anything until our SDK is finished loading everything it needs first. So here we're using the isLoading Boolean from our hook and conditionally rendering the loading component if we're still loading. Now that we're in a good state with authentication integrated and ready to go, let's render the authenticated user profile information to the profile page. So navigate to the profile.js page and import our use Auth0 hook. And then on line 6, let's do const and then destructure the user object from that use Auth0 hook. Now I'm going to remove the code that's currently there and paste in some columns and additional elements. you'll notice that this is inside of a row and we have two columns. Inside the first column, we're working with an image element, and the source is taking the user.picture. In the second column, we have an H2 that's using the name from the user. And then down at the bottom, we're going to highlight basically just stringifying the user object completely so you can see what the entire user object looks like. At the top, we need to import that row and column from our React Bootstrap, as well as highlight from our components folder. Back in our app, we see the JSON stringified user object down here in the black. We're displaying the Gravatar image that we have provided, as well as the name.
Thanks for that demo, Tyler. All right, well, I think that's about everything. So I hope you have an amazing hackathon. I will see you on the Discord server. Good luck and have a ton of fun.
Hello everyone. Welcome to SillyHacks, and I know that you're all excited this weekend. I know I am. Those were some great tips from Auth and we're all set to get started this weekend. Let's talk about the resources we bring you. I'll share my screen and then we can talk about that in a bit. All right, so we have some amazing resources with you, with the awesome MLH prizes in store. And of course, our goal is that you have fun this weekend and build something silly. My name is Sashrika and I'm a coach at Major League Hacking. I've been helping hackers and supporting organizers for almost 10 hackathons now. We're really excited to see all the amazing projects that you'll create this weekend. You can find me on Twitter at Sashrika Kaur and also MLH Hacks at @MLH Hacks. MLH Hacks will be active on socials throughout the weekend, so keep an eye out for all the interesting updates that we're going to give you. Once again, we're going to cover a lot of information within this presentation, so if you missed out on anything, don't worry. Everything that you need this weekend is on hack.mlh.io. So go ahead, visit the link, and find out all the amazing resources that we have in store for you, and let's create something silly together. So hackathons are all about networking with like-minded folks. So if you want to get in touch with organizers, the MLH team, any of the sponsors, or your net peer of hackers who are participating this weekend, just go ahead, visit the Discord link given below, and you can join the Discord server and chat with us. Now let's talk about Major League Hacking, folks. What is Major League Hacking we're all talking about here? We are the global hacker community. It's our mission to empower hackers. We have events in US, EU, and we're expanding rapidly in the APAC region. If you want to know about any of the events that are happening around or about the workshops that we have, just visit mlh.io and you can get all the information that you want regarding Major League Hacking. Now, the hackers are a part of a larger community. Being a part of MLH Hackathon, you are being a part of the incredible community of 135,000 hackers just like yourselves. To be involved in the community, we're looking at more or less 250 member events. That's huge. Now, to be more involved with the community, you can win community points. There are member events, local hack days, local host workshops that you can participate in and be the part of this community. By being in one of the Major League Hacking events, everyone earns points for their school, and is totaled in our season-long rankings and contest. So if you want more points, get more involved, get more folks on board, and that's how you earn them. Now, what are we doing this weekend? Once again, everything that you need is mentioned at hack.mls.io. Keep this link in handy in case you need anything to get started with, or if you want anything else. I'm always there to help you out on Discord. Welcome to SillyHacks. We'll be working on some amazing and silly and creative, of course, projects this weekend. So to take a break this weekend, we have the Werewolf mini event. This is an event with an amazing storyline, and is by far my famous mini event at MLH. So imagine you are a werewolf, you are in a village, and that is being attacked by a werewolf. So the question now remains is that, can you save the village and your peer members, and of course, win the war against the werewolf? Join us at 2 p.m. IST on Saturday and keep an eye on the hashtags announcements channel for the link, and let's have a good time together. We have the famous Draw an Octocat, Win an Octocat. This is also my favorite competition this weekend. You can go ahead, doodle a cute, silly Octocat and tweet the entry with @GithubEducation. Education. Use the hashtag MyOctocat and also the hashtag SillyHacks. Make sure you mention these two hashtags to be considered for the entry. And once you submit your entry and tweet your entry with @GithubEducation, Education, we can all see your amazing project. So go ahead, make something silly, make something innovative, go creative, and let's see what you create. We have our GitHub Student Developer Pack. This is your tool to get all the amazing developer tools that you need to create an amazing project. So you can claim your free developer tools at hackp.ac/GitHub. They have tons of resources there. So for anything you need to get started with, or anything else that you need to create a project. As I said, we have all the resources that you need, and all you need is the link hack.mls.io in case you forget anything else. Now let's talk about another resource that we're bringing this weekend to you. We have DataStax Astra. Now DataStax Astra is a cloud database as a service. By registering, you can get started in just minutes, and by registering, you don't need a credit card information or anything else. You can get 10 GB worth of storage for free. All you need to do is visit the link hackp.ac/DataStax Astra, and you can get all the resources regarding that. So in case you need any help, I'm there in the Discord server to help you out. Just shoot me a message. I'm Sashrika from MLH, and I'll be happy to help you out to set up anything that you need here. The amazing Hackathon starter kits are also here with us this weekend. So anything that you need to learn and get started with, if this is your first hackathon, if many of you are beginners, I might as well, many of you might be beginners. So if you need to get started and learn faster, just go ahead at hackp.ac/learn, and you can get access to the Hackathon starter kits we have for you. All right, the most interesting part, folks, let's talk about the prizes we have for you this weekend. The best all-girls team. This is by far my favorite prize. We will get the amazing MLH backpacks if you win this particular prize. We have the best beginner hacks and the best Jugaad hacks as well. Best beginner hacks, and I know many of you, this might be your first hackathon, don't get overwhelmed. We have an amazing prize with you and you can get a chance to win the Arino starter kits. So go ahead, create your hack this weekend, demo your project at the end, and you might as well win the best beginner hack. The best Jugaad hack is creating something silly, which I think matches with the theme. So just create something silly, innovative, out of the box, unique, and get your creative hats on, get those thinking juices flowing, and you can win the best Jugaad hack and get a chance to win the Arduino starter kits. Of course, as we talked about before, there's best use of DataStax Astra, which can help you win YubiKey 5 security keys. So if you create a project this weekend using DataStax Astra, make sure that you opt in for this prize and you can get a chance to win the same. Now, show off your hack and earn the personalized iDemo sticker. We have our famous Ellie the Elephant season iDemo sticker personalized for you for SillyHacks. So you can earn one by demoing. So make sure you demo, and then you can get a chance to get your famous iDemo sticker. Now, on a serious note, these were some great resources that we're helping out you with. But MLH hackathons are a safe space for everyone. We need to ensure that this is you have an amazing event, but by being at this event, you are agreeing to the code of conduct. So go ahead, read it out at mlh.io/code of conduct. Be respectful of harassment. Be respectful. Harassment and abuse are not tolerated of any kind. So it's a safe space. Please be respectful for everyone's space. If you're having any issues, you can come see anyone or me at the Discord server. Just pop in a message. We want you to have a great time this weekend. So shoot an email at incidents@mlh.io, and there's a phone number in case you need to contact someone from this. So please use the email or the phone number, or you can contact anyone on the Discord server. But make sure that you respect everyone, and if you face any issues, reach out to us. All right, thanks again to all our partners. They brought some really amazing and incredible resources for you this weekend, and I hope that you will have fun this weekend. So that's all from my side. Let's create something unique together. If you need any help, reach out to me or the organizers in the Discord server. My name is Sashrika and I'm from MLH. Let's kick off SillyHacks together. Happy hacking, folks.
Well, thank you, Shashrika, for this amazing talk and talking about what MLH brings to the SillyHacks. I am sure a lot of hackers are excited for this. So yeah, now we'll have a Q&A. So if you have any questions you might have, this is the time to ask them, right? So put your questions in the chat. In the meantime, I'll be addressing some general questions that we have been seeing a lot. The first question is, a lot of folks are asking how to form or register a team. Well, we have a Glimpse room set up for you all. If you don't have a team, right, you can join the Glimpse room. We'll share more information about that. But you can join the Glimpse room, network with other people, and you can form a team. You can also post a message in the team formation channel and connect with other hackers. Talking about the registration of the teams, where at the time of submissions, make sure to add all your team members to this to their post, and that's how you form a team. Awesome. And another common question that I have seen is, what can we build? So yeah, you can build anything and everything, as I mentioned earlier, right? We want you to build something very creative, something funny. We want you to build something that brings smile to someone's face, and that's what we are all looking at SillyHacks. Also, we have a gallery set up on our website. You can check that out so that you can get some inspiration. Yeah, let's get some let's answer some live questions. I have got a question on Discord that is asking, I wanted to know if solo participate in the hackathon. If I solo participate in the hackathon, am I still eligible for all girls and beginners hack track? Shashrika, this is for you.
Yes, of course, you're eligible for both the prizes, but I highly urge you to, form a team, participate together, network with other hackers, because of course it's good that you want to participate and go solo, but it would be much more fun and interesting in this hackathon if you participated with someone else and create something silly together.
Awesome. So I hope that you got your answer. Okay. Let me look for other questions as well. Shashrika, while we are looking for the questions, do you have any tips for our hackers?
Right. So for a few tips that a few of tips I know Otto covered, but a few tips that I want to add in from my side would be that make sure that you don't focus on, finishing the project or just, creating something and we don't finish the project in a hurry. Make sure that you focus on learning, make sure that you have fun this weekend, and make sure that, I can't stress this enough, make sure that you demo your project, whatever you've built at the end of this hackathon. So that, and of course, this is a very interesting event. You have a chance, you have so much learning potential, you can get access to a lot of resources. So make sure you learn, but at the end, make sure that you demo your projects this weekend so that everyone can see what amazing projects that you've built.
Awesome. That was a really great tip. So we have a question over here. How do we submit the project? Clueless about day post. Well, don't worry about that. we will be running the day post office hours, right? So at the time of before the submissions, you can join us on the call and get all your questions answered. We also have linked the guide for how to submit on day post on our website. So don't forget to check out the hacker guide on the website.
And in case you have any other questions, you can obviously message any of us at Discord, and we'll be happy to help you out apart from this.
So Nimit has a question: Do we need a solution, or should we go silly? Well, the theme is to go silly. We don't need a solution; just go silly.
Answered. The question is that I just know the basics of HTML, CSS, and JS. What should I do? Well, in my opinion, HTML, CSS, and JS are good enough tech stack to build a website. I mean, amazing project this weekend. But if you want to learn more, which I highly encourage you to do, just go ahead, check out the starter kits, all these sponsor resources, and if you need any other helps, I'm sure that there are tons of people around in the Discord channel that can help you out to get started, learn more, get access to different resources if you need. But expand your learning curve and create something exciting.
Awesome. The next question is how does AWS provide the services to us? Usually we need to pay for AWS, but I heard that we will be provided for free. Okay, I'm not sure where did you hear that we will be providing what for free, but yeah, AWS is our sponsors, and we have just made the sponsor hacker resources live on Discord, so you can check it out, and where you can find all the links. Any more questions? Do we have any more questions, team? Is the money price per person or a team? Well, it is per team. So most of the prices are per team. But Shashrika, do you want to talk about the MLS prices?
Yeah, sure. So the MLS prices are per person. So in case you win a UB key 5 key or RDO kit, they are per person. So each member of the team gets it. But I'm sure that Harshil answered your question about the if you're asking about the money prices, they're different. So they're for the hackathon side. So you get that per team.
Awesome. Let's see. Do we have a presentation or something for the project? Okay. In the demo video, we just want to see what you have built. So demo your project in the demo video, right? We don't want to see any pitch or any presentation. We want to see your project working. And also make sure that you mention what tool or product you are using from the sponsors, so that it makes really easy for our sponsors and for us to know how you are using it. Shashrika, any tips on this?
To get points on presentation. So generally, presentation is a way for us to know how your journey was like throughout the weekend when you created this project. I've mentioned this before, but I'll mention again that it is actually not important to complete the project. What is more important is what your journey was like, what your learning potential was like, how much did you learn this weekend with new technologies, trying out new projects, and implementing new features, and of course getting silly, as the theme of the hackathon suggests. But the presentation is basically for us to see how your weekend looked like, what challenges did you face, or something else. If you have any other ways that you want to mention this, of course, you're more than welcome. Be creative with that. But yes, of course, if you want to go ahead with the presentation, we're all too suited for that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think we covered this question.
We covered this question already, but let me answer it once again. So the MLS prize is the whole team wins the MLS prize, and the sponsors, you get swags. Like each team gets the swag from the sponsors, but the prize money is for the overall team. So I have a question on chat that is asking, should we present our demo live or recorded? Well, we want it to be recorded because we have judges from different time zones, and it might get very messy for all of us to give a live demo to all these judges. So a recorded video would be really good. Do we have to inform about our idea in the start of the hackathon? It's completely fine. We trust you. We don't want to. We are completely okay if you don't share your idea with us. But yeah, make sure that you have your GitHub repo to public, right? Because judges will be looking out at the Git commits to make sure that you have built the project throughout the hackathon, and they also want to learn how you code and how you use GitHub. I had registered as a solo. Can I do changes now? Yes, you can do changes now. You got still time. The only thing is you need to make sure that you add your teammates on their post at the time of submission. That's it. Safik, I think you should take this question.
Yeah, so for the Octocurrent challenge, there are no templates. There is no foundation or constraint on how you need to create an AutoCAD. That's the beauty of it. You need to create something out of the box. You need something that is your own. So anything that you feel is good, if you want to use a template, I'm not sure if there is some template going around, but there are no templates that are from our side. And if you want to create something new and different, I suggest that you do that instead of just using a simple template, because that is how we see how creative you can get with the AutoCAD.
Awesome. And you can also check out hashtag #MyAutoCAD on Twitter, so that you can see what everyone else has made and get some inspiration.
Absolutely.
Since the demo will be recorded, will we have questions from the judges? No, you won't be having any kind of questions from the judges. If we have any concerns, we will definitely reach out to you. But the judging will be based on your GitHub repo and your demo video and the information you share with us on their post. How should the demo video be? Safika, do you want to take this?
Yeah, I think the best way to answer that question is be creative. So the demo video is your own video to represent what you created this weekend and how you created this weekend. If there were any challenges that you faced, if there was something else that you want to stress upon, like you're working with the team, something silly that you want to mention, that just pop it in there. So anything that happened this weekend while creating the project, and of course your project in general, what your project does, what is the inspiration behind it. So these are a few points that your demo video should entail. So talk about the inspiration first, then talk about what you created, what was the solution, what was the creative thing that you built, and then talk about if there are any challenges that you faced or if there are any next steps that you want to talk about, that this is the next step that you're thinking about for a project or anything. So the demo video should be your own personalized video to show that there is experience. There is no general criteria on how the demo video should be, but this is something that I can give you as a tip from my side, as I've seen a lot of demo videos. So just make sure that you include the inspiration behind the project there, and also if there were any challenges that you faced, and you're good to go.
Awesome. That was really helpful. We got a question on will participants get some swags? Yes, the participants will get some swags, and we will share a form with you all very soon. So just fill out the form so that we get your address to ship the swags. Is it compulsory to use the tools from the sponsors? Well, if you want to win prizes for the categories, you should definitely use the tools from the sponsors. May you tell something to new ones on SillyHacks how to do what to? Okay, I think the question is incomplete, but let me try to understand this. May you tell something to new ones? Okay, so is it asking for the new hackers?
Yeah, beginners. It's for beginners. So I think the best give you is that since this is your first hackathon and you're a beginner, don't be very overwhelmed if folks are building some different projects that you have no idea how to do. Don't be overwhelmed with that. Just get you can get the GitHub Hackathon starter kits and start with something very basic, really something that you're comfortable with, and then go ahead and build upon that, so that you, at the end of the weekend, you have something crazy to show to the hackathon organizers and judges. But the best tip I would give you is don't be overwhelmed with so much information. Just start at one place, learn something new, focus on learning, not winning this weekend, but do focus on learning something new. We also have the best beginner hacks, so apply for those and create something exciting this weekend, but make sure that you learn something out of it by practicing the new technologies that we're offering.
That was really great. Oh, we got anything for participants? Certificate? That's a good question. So at SillyHacks, we are providing you all swags for the participants, right? And honestly, certificates, we won't be providing certificates because we have seen that a lot of people are misusing those certificates, right? And we don't want to do that. And certificates, well, you can show off if you want to show off that you participated in SillyHacks, show off your day post project. That's the best thing you can do.
Let's refresh. Is there any other questions?
Okay. Is there any more questions, folks? Okay. Okay. Can we submit hacks for different categories? Yes, you can submit hacks for all the categories if you want, but I'm not too sure how will you include all the tools in one particular hack.
That is something silly he should work on.
Yeah, I would be, really excited to see if someone does that actually.
True.
Okay. I also see one question on the chat, the YouTube chat by Black Space. How do you judge the projects? What are you looking for? That's a really good question. So all those things are mentioned on our day post page, right? You can go ahead and check it out. There are a few criteria that we will be looking, and we will be, once again, let me tell you, we will be looking at your GitHub repository, and we will be looking at your YouTube video and the day post submissions that you have made. And if you want to know more about the category, the criteria for judging, you should definitely check out the day post page. A good question. Sashika, people are asking, are we on LinkedIn?
Yes, of course we are. You can find us at Sashika Kaur, and Harshal, you can share your ID as well.
Yes, let's do this. We will also share our social handlers in which channel should we put in. Let's put it in general chat, right? So you all can connect with us, and we would also love to connect with you all.
Absolutely. I can see that this question is like asked a lot many times if we are on LinkedIn. Yes, of course we are, and we'd be happy to connect with you.
Awesome. Now I think we don't have any more questions for SillyHacks. But if you have any questions on for the hackathon, please feel free to ask us on Discord. We are there to help you. We are there to make this as an amazing experience for you all, right? Also, don't forget to check out all the resources that we have shared. Let me just give you a quick recap on on where you can find the resources. The first thing you want to check out is the hacker guide on our website, which contains almost everything that you want to know for the hackathon. The next thing you should check out is the day post page, which contains all the list of prizes and also the judging criteria. Then you should definitely check out the sponsored hackers resources channel on Discord, where you can find the links to sign up for the different sponsors and the promo codes that they have provided. And yeah, if you have any questions while you are hacking, we have a mentors channel, and we also have different sponsor channels where you can ask in your questions. Thank you all for joining in. I hope you have a great experience, and thank you, Sasrika, for helping me out with the Q&A. I hope you all have a great time, and we'll be lurking around on Discord. See you all on Discord. Bye. Bye, everyone. Be hacking.